Now, in your own words, what exactly is a lazy environmentalist?
A lazy environmentalist is someone who cares about the planet, knows environmental challenges are real, knows we have a lot of work to do, but is also probably a little bit lazy, probably really busy, and as much as this person wants to take environmental action, they don't necessarily always know what to do. So the lazy environmentalist is really about helping these kinds of people make better choices, understand what their choices are, and really start to understand that a lot of the environmental choices we can make are going to fit their lifestyles and actually be easy for them to do. Sometimes stylish, sometimes really attractive, well-designed, and sometimes really affordable. It might even save them some money. So it's about framing the environment in terms of people's self-interest so that even those of us who are lazy are going to be able to participate.
I understand that you're the creator and CEO of a furniture company. Why furniture?
That is a good question. So I chose furniture, and the company is called Vivavi, and we work with about 40 sustainable designers from around the world. And I chose furniture as the products to sell because I really feel that in furniture, you find that some of the best furniture designers in the world are some of the most conscious designers in the world. So what that means is that you can have beautiful furniture that also takes into account the environment. And it's a choice that can look great, can compete with any other furniture in the market, but it also has so much environmental responsibility embedded in it. So when you offer that to a consumer, you're really saying, hey, wouldn't you just, if you have to buy furniture, if you're in the market for furniture, wouldn't you like to make a choice that not only is going to look great in your home, but it's also a choice that's so much better than the standard conventional choices we're making right now.
And how do you make a green home affordable? Because I understand that some of them in Aspen or anywhere, they can be pretty pricey.
Yeah, that is a great question, and I'm actually writing a new book right now called The Lazy Environmentalist on a Budget to answer that exact question. And as I've been researching it, what I've seen is that we're finding different kinds of organizations that will make, say, building materials more accessible, more affordable. For example, in Portland, Oregon, there's an organization called Metro Paint. They'll recycle paint from someone's garage. You've got stuff in a can. You can bring it to Metro Paint. They'll take all of the paint and dump it in like a 300-gallon vat, or let me say all of like the blue paint, right? Dump it in a 300-gallon vat. Now it might be different shades of blue, but what they found is when you mix it all together, it actually goes to one color. So then someone could say, I want blue paint, and you could say, okay, well, we have a blue color, or we have a red color, we have a whatever color, and they're able to recycle all this paint so it doesn't go into the ground, seep into our groundwater, and then offer it to people at a more affordable price. So we're finding companies are introducing more products that are green and the price is starting to come down, but also some really innovative organizations are figuring out ways to make these materials more accessible for people so they can be offered at more affordable prices.
Yeah, you've written the book Lazy Environmentalist, and you also have a radio show. Could you tell us if there are any plans for the future to make this bigger?
To make the Lazy Environmentalist bigger?
No, I mean the radio station, TV.
So what we're doing now with the radio show, we're actually transitioning it for TV, and I just signed an agreement with the Sundance Channel to actually turn the Lazy Environmentalist into a television show. And the idea behind the show is to make it a reality TV show, something that we're going to want to follow along, watch, be interested, hopefully, in what's happening, what's the story, because really if you're thinking about creating a really good TV show or doing great content, and you're doing something for the environment, it's still really important to create a great show. It has to be entertaining. It has to be something that people are going to want to watch on its own merit. Otherwise, you don't reach the audience that you want to reach. I mean, you reach a narrow audience, and what we're trying to do is reach as many people as possible and get them to become interested in environmental action.
Okay.
Now I hear you lived in China for a couple of years, and you said and noticed that it went from a place of 1 billion bicyclists to 1 billion cars. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that? Is a great question. This is the big challenge, I think, for lots of us who are here at the Environment Forum and who are thinking about these issues is, there's a reality that China is developing, and as they develop, they do go from bicycles to cars, and they start to look at, they look at the United States, and for a big country, we're the most successful example they can see of a country that's developed and raised, hundreds of millions of people out of poverty into higher, qualities of life, better standards of living. So it's very hard to say to a country like China, you can't do that. we've done it, but you can't do it. So this is a reality, and then when you look at that reality, then you start to say, all right, well, if this is going to happen, how do we enable the Chinese to raise their quality of life? How do we enable the citizens of India, to do the same thing? And how do we continue to do it here in the United States in ways that still start to bring our lifestyles into balance with nature? Because that's what it seems to me that this is really all about. How do we live well, but do it in ways that are innovative or smart or more thoughtful so that our lifestyles are still in balance with nature so we can do it for a really long time.
How do you find all these green products on the market, furniture, stuff for your pet, electronics, that you put in the Lazy Environmentalist? How did you find all that?
A lot of market research, a lot of internet research, and fortunately, as since we have the radio show, we're being pitched all the time. People are sending us product samples, stuff to look at, websites to go to, because they'd like us to talk about it on the show. So we get to see a lot of stuff. But I also do a ton of research. And what I'm thinking about when I'm looking at those products is I'm thinking, is this a substantively better choice than the choice we're making today? Because someone might say, well, you're talking about bamboo clothes or bamboo furniture. And that's coming from China because that's where the bamboo's grown. And they might say, but that's coming a really long way. There's all of these greenhouse gas emissions given off as you ship that from China to America. Is that really a green choice? And I think the answer to that is it may not be the greenest choice, but let's really think about what we're choosing between. We're probably choosing between maybe bamboo furniture coming from China, that's rapidly renewable material, bamboo grows very quickly, or maybe some other product coming from China that we have no idea what it comes from, and maybe it was illegally harvested, or maybe it's we have no idea where that wood comes from or what that material is and how it was made, and that's really the choice that we're very often faced with. So what I'm looking at are these better choices? Are these starting to move us down the path as we can think about integrating greener choices into our lifestyles? Are they totally green choices? No, but we're not in that place yet. We're really just starting out as a society and saying, how do we do this better? So that's kind of what the Lazy Environmentalist is about, is helping people start to make better choices as they go down this path.